Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Thursday. It is the first day of February 2024. I hope this Thursday finds you safe and healthy, and that your family is safe and healthy, and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field, along with the first responders, saving lives every day, and those that do the humble work, the dirty work, picking up garbage for us and making deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women out here trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover the teenagers and children that are the victims of child molestation and pedophilia. People that are also the victims of pornography and child pornography. People that are also the victims of prostitution and child prostitution, human trafficking and sex slavery. Double curses on the perpetrators, the profiteers, and the perverts that created this industry. Finally, double blessings on the homeless. Nearly 600,000 men, women, and children homeless, and increasingly senior citizens. Double blessings on them, for theirs is the kingdom. Now, tonight, the Knicks are playing the Indiana Pacers. But first, let's take a moment and enjoy the fact that the Knicks are now the third seed in the East. Half game up on Cleveland that won his third straight last night in a really good game. Detroit had them going into the fourth quarter. Donovan Mitchell scored 45. Detroit couldn't get execution down the stretch. That's what happens with a young team. And they lose to Cleveland. So Cleveland's a half game behind the Knicks in the fourth seed. Philly is in the fifth seed right now. The Knicks have a game up on them. And now the Knicks are breathing down the neck of the Milwaukee Bucks, who is at second seed, who lost last night to Portland. And Milwaukee was at full strength, and they lost to Portland last night. The Knicks are one game behind them in the East. If the Knicks could win tonight, they'd be a half game behind them. And so, again, objects in your mirror are closer than they appear. And so here we are, breathing down the necks of the second seed in the East. The Knicks are rolling. It's a juggernaut right now. But there's a challenge to it. Of course, we know Juju is out for at least the next few weeks, at least through the All Star break. You know, Mitch Rob is not going to return to close to the end of the season. Now we have OG with the inflamed elbow and possibly Quentin Grimes with the sprained knee. We saw the play in the last game where he sprained the knee on somebody's foot. He came back to the game, but there's some lingering effects, obviously, as they would be. So they're both listed as questionable. Now, in the absence of all of those players, you're still going to have Jalen Brunson. You're going to have Josh Hart. You're going to have Isaiah Hartenstein. You're going to have Dante DiVincenzo and Precious Achiuwa. So your starting five for the last two games, and this third game is going to be intact. It's your bench now that may have a problem with the absence of Grimes. So you're going to have Deuce. You're going to have now Jericho Sims. Now you may have to bring in either Dwayne Washington. I know some of y'all are going to be pining for Fournier, but we don't need no Fournier because he don't play no defense. He's continually a negative. And the Knicks defense is rolling right now. We don't need that screwing it up. So it would probably be Malachi Flynn. Either Malachi Flynn or Dwayne Washington. I probably think it'd be Flynn. So you'd be looking at Flynn, Deuce, and Jericho coming off your bench. In the lineup right there. Now, hopefully OG plays. And if OG plays, that kind of solves the problem because now you put Hart back in on the bench and you have Deuce, Hart, and Jericho. Okay, that would be the situation. Now, if OG plays, I really like the Knicks' chances because if OG plays, the defense is going to be ferocious with him and Hartenstein and Precious. They playing some tough defense. I'm expecting Jalen Brunson to be what we've been seeing, what everybody's now recognizing, all-star level, all NBA level, Jalen Brunson. The thing is about this time of the season, as I mentioned yesterday, this NBA season is a grind. So you not only have to be among the most skilled athletes in the world to play in the league, But you got to be one of the toughest athletes in the world because it's an 82-game grind. And at this time of the season, everybody is dealing with injuries, including the Indiana Pacers. Jalen Smith is questionable because of a back issue. T.J. McConnell, a longtime Knick killer from even his Philadelphia days, has an illness and he's questionable. Benedict Mathurin, toe, is questionable. Tyrese Halliburton, who just came back from a long hamstring injury, is questionable for the hamstring. Now, at this time of year, because you're getting ready to come up against the All Star break, people don't like to really push stuff because of the fact that you're getting ready to get the break and you want to be ready, especially if you're a playoff team coming out of the break for a strong run. Everybody wants that strong run coming out of the All Star break. So I don't know if any of these guys are going to play or if all of them are going to play. But I tend to think that probably 2 out of the 4 probably won't play. I won't tell you which, I don't know which one, but probably 2 out of the 4 probably won't play. I'm hoping OG plays today because I'm doubting Grimes will play today. I don't think we're going to get Grimes. But if OG plays, you're going to have the starting unit with Precious, Hartenstein, OG, Dante, and Jalen Brunson. And your bench will be Sims, Deuce, and Hart. And we can go to war with that. And I think we have a good chance of beating Indiana with that. Obi's been playing really good for Indiana. He started the year as the starting power forward. He lost the job, then he got it back, then he lost it when they traded for Pascal Siakam. Okay, so, but being that Indiana is in a similar situation to the Knicks, Buddy Hield, Aaron Nesmith, Pascal Siakam, Miles Turner, the starters. Nembhard will probably start if Tyrese Halliburton and T.J. McConnell are out. Then you're going to get Obi is going to get a lot of minutes off the bench because if Jalen Smith can't go, Benedict Mathurin, that's their bench right there. Benedict Mathurin and Jalen Smith, and then they'll probably bring up the rookie Jarice Walker, who's really good. He just he's in Matt Barnes. He's like Tibbs. He don't like to play rookies a lot of minutes, so Obi will probably get a lot of minutes. It's going to be in the Garden. Obi should get a really good ovation, just the way RJ and IQ did. And Obi was beloved in New York, and so he's going to probably want to go off today. So it's going to be an interesting game. It's going to be a dog fight. Let's hope the Knicks can win their 9th straight. It would be something else if that happens. Again, right now they're sitting by themselves with a little bit of a cushion, but not really, a half-game cushion on Cleveland. So a loss would make them in Cleveland tied. A win would give them a little bit of a breathing room, a little bit. So it's on tonight. Again, the thing about a Tom Thibodeau coach team is that they're going to show up to play hard every night. There's no doubt about it. That's one of the benefits of having Tom Thibodeau as your coach. They're going to show up to play. They may not play well, they may be tired, but they're going to fight all the way to the end. And Jalen Brunson is the epitome of that. So you're going to, so we know what we're going to get from him. Dante, 9 threes the last game. I don't think it's fair to think he's going to do that every game, but he's an opportunistic, smart player. Obviously, he can shoot and he can defend, and he plays extremely well next to Jalen Brunson. So with Brunson, Dante, Hartenstein being kind of the cornerstones here, I like that Precious is getting more minutes because the more minutes are getting him more comfortable and acclimated. He's probably going to get a lot of minutes again tonight, and so I like our chances. I like our chance with those guys. And so they're going to fight all the way to the end. And so is Indiana. Indiana at this point is fighting for its playoff life because right now Indiana is in the 6th seed. But they got a 2-game cushion over Miami, who's the 7th seed. Miami and Orlando tied for the 7th seed. Indiana is in the 6th seed. Well, Indiana's pretty secure in the 6th seed because they're 3 games behind Philly and 4 games behind us. And so they're pretty secure in the 6th seed, but they want to stay up, obviously, in that top 6 so they can avoid the play-in. So we'll see what happens today. It's going to be interesting. I'm interested to see who Indiana allows to play today with this situation that they're in. And, of course, we know the Knicks are going to come regardless. Tom Thibodeau don't care what it is. He's going to come with what he come with every night, So, that's the way it is. But, one more thing. For all of the short-sighted ones, and there's too many in Knicks Nation that are very short-sighted, I'm going to leave this with you. I thought about this yesterday, and I'm going to leave this with you short-sighted ones that are now all on the bandwagon, but it's still short-sighted, which means you could jump off at the same quickness you came on. This year is the next year that you should have saw coming 3 years ago. Because 3 years ago when Tom Thibodeau came, y'all was tripping. But now look, it didn't just happen this year suddenly. It's been developing for 3 years. And if it was up to some of y'all, it wouldn't have got here. Y'all enjoy the game. Enjoy your Thursday. Shalom.